What's going on, everybody? Second hour of the first episode of Live at WONY. We're here with Luke Mock. He's in the studio with us right now. Is his mic on? The back of my chair just fell, but you know what? We're surviving. What you just heard was Do You Read Me by a band called Field Music. Their new album just came out. It is called Making a New World. What you heard in the last hour was Angel Olsen, All Mirrors, from her album last year called All Mirrors. We have Luke here. Luke just played for us. It was a great time. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling pretty good. How are you guys feeling?
I'm feeling great. Yeah. I'm really happy this is all working out. So I'm looking forward to a whole semester of this. Yeah. I'm really excited. So
like we were talking like before this, like once I told everyone that Luke Mock was our first guest for Live at WONY, everyone was just like excited. Like you have a lot of fans.
We had people screaming.
I'm honored.
Liz was screaming.
Liz, Abby,
so
I will call them out. Like they love you, and now we understand why they love you because like you're just a great guy.
Yeah, that was great. You picked some great covers too.
Thank you so much.
Big fan of what was the Maroon 5 song you played? Sunday Morning.
Yes.
Love that one. That's a great album.
Loved your spin on Bad Guy. Like I was
Thank you.
That came out of nowhere. Yeah. All right, so we have a couple questions for you. We're here to talk a little bit. So you spoke to me a little bit. And you told me that you're interested in taking your music to the next level. You have an album coming out, from what I hear, and I just want to know, where you're going with that. What's your plan to take it to the next level?
Well, the next level is I'm gonna kind of focus more on my music. I'm building a team for myself, and I'm really focused on just building connections with people that love what I can make.
All right, that's good.
Yeah,
that's good. Do you have a name for your new album?
No,
not yet. All right, that's okay. Yeah. That's okay. Some secret information.
Any demos yet, or
it's a secret to me too.
Yeah.
Oh, it's a secret to you. Oh, okay.
I don't have a name yet.
All right, so you're early in the process, which brings me to my next question. What is your songwriting process? What do you do to what's your modus operandi when it comes to writing a song?
That is an excellent question. Well, I say this to everyone that kind of asks me about songwriting. That every time I write a song, it feels like the first time I wrote a song.
All right.
And I've done multiple things. Sometimes I'll sit down and I'll literally tell myself I'm going to write a song, and I'll come up with some chords. Like this is when I first started. I used to come up with some chords that I liked, and then I would try to put words over them. Then sometimes I'll come up with a melody with some lyrics in my head, and I'll put them in voice memos, and I'll come back to it later. Or I'll work on GarageBand on my phone. Actually, I would consider myself a iPhone GarageBand expert.
Oh, just like Steve Lacy.
Yes.
You know Steve Lacy?
I don't.
He's great. He does like R&B, like funk stuff, and he works from his iPhone GarageBand too.
Oh, nice.
He did a whole beat for like Kendrick Lamar on his iPhone.
That is awesome.
I'm trying to think what else did he work on Janelle Monáe's last album?
He did a Kali Uchis song.
Oh, Kali Uchis, yeah.
All right, sorry for interrupting. We go on tangents.
You're okay?
Yeah. So keep going. You have any more? Is that basically your whole process?
I mean, it kind of depends. Sometimes I have like a feeling or a situation in my life that I'll actually like pull from. Sometimes I'll make it up. Well, not make it up, but like I'll tell a story, like maybe something kind of fantasy. That's why it wouldn't be real, because it's kind of like a fantasy almost. But yeah, basically every time I write a song, it feels like the very first time I've written a song.
Awesome. That's great. I feel like I hear that a lot. I feel like a lot of songwriters who have asked that question to have told me that each time you start feels like a brand new beginning.
Yeah.
Even.
And recently, more recently, I've done a little more collaborating just with like friends and stuff like that, and I think I've learned that there's no formula, because of course everyone has a different way to do it, and I think you come up with some really interesting ideas with specifically when there's not a process that's known. I think that makes it better sometimes.
Well, for sure. Rob, you have anything you want to ask him?
Well, since we're on the topic of music, what's the one song that you ever wish you wrote?
The one song I wish I wrote?
It doesn't necessarily have to be one, I would say.
That,
like probably with like
if you can't think
a
of
couple.
Yeah.
That is so hard. I love the song Gravity by John Mayer.
That's a good song.
Yeah.
That's a good song.
I love that song. Man. This is hard. This is like a really hard one, because there's some certain songs that hit me deep. A similar song called Ruin by Shawn Mendes. That's also one of my very, like, I don't know, I wish I wrote that song as well.
I get a lot of Shawn Mendes vibe from your music as well. You kind of have that same like charming acoustic style.
Thank you.
That's
Thank you.
That's I feel like is what makes Shawn Mendes. So I feel like you're I can tell the influence. I could see it.
Thank you.
And I heard a little. I don't know if I should be saying this, but I heard a little demo of something that you're working on, and that's all I could hear was a big Shawn Mendes. Like, what was the song that was out over the summer? A really big one.
Not Senorita Can't Have You.
Yeah. No. Maybe I'm thinking of There's Nothing Holding Me back then.
Oh yeah.
It has that big like percussion. Like, I could just hear a ton of great like pop stuff coming out of you. So it's great.
Thank you. Thank you.
So. I saw that you're in a group with somebody called Private Property.
Yes.
I want to know, how does your songwriting kind of like change when you're working with somebody else rather than yourself?
So, well, it depends on the person.
Well,
Definitely.
When you're working in Private Property with, I forget the person's name.
Her name is Shelby.
Shelby.
We actually haven't written any songs. We're a cover band.
Oh, okay.
Yep. We branched from an organization that you mentioned earlier, Perform for Purpose. We played shows in Perform for Purpose, and then the guy that runs it, his name is Jim Van Arsdale, was like, hey, I have this opportunity for you guys to play at this restaurant, and it happened more and more, and now we kind of do it ourselves. But we're mostly a cover band.
So can you tell me a little bit more about Perform for Purpose? I'm interested in what you guys do, because $200,000 that you raised, that's a hefty sum of money, and I'd like to know a little bit more about how that works.
I could go on for days about Perform for Purpose. It's a wonderful organization based in Cayuga County, and altogether, I believe, and don't quote me, but I believe they've raised $800,000. Of course, I guess you do, but don't take I might be wrong. $800,000 altogether, I think. Is how much they've raised.
I might have read that figure. I think that's around altogether, is what you're saying?
I think so. And the organization pretty much lets kids from any background, whatever their economic state is or whatever their social state is, it lets all these kids come together, play instruments, and play certain shows for charities, for benefits, for festivals, and it all goes to, the money is not going to Perform for Purpose because they're a non-for-profit, and it really lets these kids grow, not just with the performing, but there's rehearsals, there's side programs, and getting to work with the kids has really been something that really changed me a lot with performing, because I feel, I had to feel like I was a role model because the kids were watching the oldest performers, and I was once there too, watching the oldest performers when I was like 12 or something, because I started like in middle age. Yeah, but there's kids in there that are like 10, maybe even younger. But there are such talented kids there. Like, I met a kid at the Perform for Purpose summer camp because I was a counselor there, and she was 10 years old. She could play anything by ear on the violin.
That's awesome.
And that's just incredible. She doesn't even know how talented she is. Yeah. She doesn't even know.
That's crazy. Those kinds of people freak me out. Like, what do you guys do? No, I'm just, no, that's awesome. That's a really great thing that you're doing.
It's a great way it gives the kids such great opportunities, and
excellent.
Not only opportunities for the kids, but it also goes back to the community too. So sure. I love it.
Oh, okay. Since you basically kind of talked about it, but like, how did you get your first start into music?
Well, it all kind of started like songwriting and stuff like that when I started playing guitar when I was 12. I mean, and then my guitar teacher shared a studio with Jim Van Arsdale, who was the person that was running Perform for Purpose at the time, and they were good friends. So it was, my guitar teacher was like, hey, we'll work on these songs, and then I'll tell Jim to try to get you a performance So that's kind of how it started for me. I started playing the shows that Perform for Purpose was putting on. I would do like little solo acts, and I kept doing that, and then I started playing with the other kids, and then I just kind of became I was like an actual member of Perform for Purpose after that.
Okay, nice. Earlier we were talking about Shawn Mendes and how he kind of like inspires you. Do you have any other inspirations?
Oh yes, I love John Mayer. I love his songwriting. It's not every song is like about love. I mean, even if it is, it's like about life and just like living.
He's also such a tremendous guitar player.
He is. You can't skip that. Yeah. He's got it all, and he's still going. He's still playing.
He's still writing songs, and he's I would love to hear. This is just a side note. I'd love to hear more of his like straight up blues stuff, because he did an album once with the John Mayer Trio, and it was just him doing It was him doing his own songs too, but like he would take them into like blues jams, like Cream kind of stuff going on, and that was incredible. That's probably my favorite thing he's ever done, and I'd love to see more stuff like that. But his songwriting is also incredible. Like all of the stuff from Continuum, love it. Great record. Anybody else? Shawn Mendes, John Mayer?
I'm trying to think. Like I have it on the tip of my tongue. I know.
Is there anybody you've been listening to recently?
Yes, I can't. I don't know why it's like leaving me at the moment. I just listened to Harry Styles' new album. That was nice.
Love him here.
Yeah.
We were listening to that like right before we did the show.
I'm a little late on the train, but like I have a lot of people that love Harry Styles. I used to listen to someone named Max Schneider all the time. I don't know. Most people.
The name.
He's the one that sings turn the lights down low.
Oh, I know that song.
Yeah. I listened to him way before that. So when I saw that song became a hit, I was quite happy.
That's good. It's always nice to see like a band you like that may not be the biggest thing. Yeah, like blow up. Like I remember when Feel It Still by Portugal the Man came out, and I had never seen a band like that be so prominent.
Yeah.
I had been listening to them for years prior, and like
when
crazy.
Lizzo was performing at the Grammys and won her Grammys, like I was actually like crying because
you just reminded me. I can't. It was on the tip of my tongue just very recently. Very inspired by Billie Eilish.
Oh
yeah.
She is,
of course.
Obviously, she's so young. I mean, she's a few months younger than I am, which blew my mind because
she's doing.
I didn't know that at first, but she is such a great vocalist, and she does what she wants. That's what I like. That her and Phineas, her brother, like still write and produce by themselves in like their bedroom and stuff. They're not letting this, like they're big now, but that isn't changing.
It's like their dynamic.
Yeah.
It's like the ultimate, the final evolution of bedroom pop on the mainstream stage. I love to see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's very inspiring, and she writes about true feelings that she has.
Which very much hit close to home because we're all we're all around her age, in the general sphere. So I feel like what really makes her so great is how relatable she is to this whole like internet generation.
Yeah, like even like I'm like listening to that album was like what I needed at that time. It was just so relatable. Okay, well, currently like you have your genre. Is there any genre that you would like to dip into besides like your acoustic pop?
Well, I've taken a little dip into like a rock pop a little bit, and then maybe like a folk sort of thing. I mean, eventually, I always want to keep my kind of acoustic guitar theme because that's just me, I think. I want to, it's not really genre, but I want to maybe take a shot at the piano rather than...
Oh, yeah, you get those grand arrangements.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Yeah, like I love a good piano.
Like,
nothing hits harder than a good piano ballad.
Yeah.
Nothing really gets you right in the soul.
And you know what I might want to dip my toes into is lo-fi music with words.
Like lo-fi hip-hop stuff?
Yeah, listen to I actually listen to stuff like lo-fi and jazz and some classical, just like to focus.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lo-fi
And
hip hop.
I really love it. I love it a ton.
Oh yeah, we love lo-fi here. Our old GM used to play it all the time during all of our meetings in the background.
Shout out to Dylan wherever you are.
We miss you, Dylan. We miss you.
Also, we're playing lo-fi like right now.
Yeah, that's our little backing music right now.
Is it?
Yeah.
We got some good old lo-fi.
Crazy. Oh,
It feels like it makes it feel like we're like an NPR or something.
Yeah.
Rather than the basement of Alumni Hall. So Rob, you have any more questions for our friend here?
Well, do I have any more questions?
Because I'm all out. I'm good.
Okay. Again, you basically sort of like talked about your future, but what else would you like to see happen in the future of Luke Mock?
well, that's like a life question right there. I can. I mean, I hope I can grow in a way that I'm spreading my message with people that can connect with what I'm putting out there. And I hope that one day, I mean, my main goal always has been to inspire people, especially because of Perform for Purpose. I love to work with the kids and inspire them to write a song, their first song, or, you know, play their first show, learn a new instrument, something like that. So my main goal is just to grow so I can hopefully inspire more people to do what they love too.
Oh, that's great. I love to hear that. All right. If you're good, I'm good.
Yeah.
If we can wrap this up. Luke, it's been a pleasure having you here. Thanks for joining us.
Thank
for
you
our
for
first
having me.
broadcast.